It was the one that got away. The Astros did not complete the task. They missed the assignment. They missed an opportunity today. Hunter Brown looked decent on the mound, but the offense had no answers for the Angels pitching. The Astros fall 2 games out of 3 to a really bad Angels team. We'll talk about this, Dana Brown, Abreu, and so much more.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey there, y'all. This is Htown Wheelhouse with Locked On Astros. You can find me at Htown Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Back to the Bullpen on X and on Instagram. You can find me at Stros411 on Facebook and on Instagram, where I'm always positive, always Stros. Look, this show today is brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is an app that you download. It's very easy to use. You create an account, use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for stopping by. We got a lot of people in the comment section. We got a lot of people discussing a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff to get to, but here are the 3 things that we're going to really focus on today. Is Hunter Brown doing well? No answer on offense today. We'll wrap that into what I call Abreu, where it's Bregman and Abreu, kind of like Bregman's acting like Abreu at the plate. It's really weird. And then what Dana Brown said about Fromber, Tucker, and Abreu, and whose position does first base belong to? Is it Abreu's job or is it John Singleton's job? We'll get to that much later. But look, Hunter Brown went out and he did a good job. Hunter Brown only gave up 2 runs, folks. It wasn't one of these like stellar games, but he only gave up 2 runs. And Hunter Brown avoided the big inning. I liked that with him. You also had out of Hunter Brown, you had 11 swings and misses, 4 on the fastball, 2 on the sinker, 2 on the splitter, 2 on the cutter, 1 on the knuckle curve. And, his velo was up enough. And so the Angels only got the 2 spot in the 5th inning. The Astros cut it in half by 1. But after that, they didn't really do much. Mauricio Dubon was the lone multi-hit game guy. So he probably gets, if there's a player of the game award for this game, it's probably, Mr. Mauricio Dubon. But Hunter Brown, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, only 3 strikeouts. He did have 3 walks. His ERA is now 7.06. It's dipped down below 9. But this is what you need. And when your starting pitcher who's struggling comes in and does what he does, you need to back him up with the offense. And the offense did not do their job today. The Angels had their number. So I think for right now, Hunter Brown is pitching to remain in the rotation, just like Spencer Arrighetti. Okay. Spencer Arrighetti and Hunter Brown. And I think Hunter Brown has the edge because he's pitched a little bit longer in the major leagues. But at the same time, you got to look at what they're going for. And I'll get to some comments from Dana Brown earlier, and where he basically says if you're not producing, you're not going to play. I wonder how that works out when you have a starting pitcher like Hunter Brown, who has struggled most of the year, but has been making improvements. Arrighetti's been making improvements. And so what do you do with that? The bottom line, folks, is this is a series against a team that is a very bad baseball team. And yes, I said that. They did lose 2 out of 3 to them. They don't have Trout. We know Ohtani's gone. They do have some young talent. They have some pitching, and their pitchers today did quite the number on the Houston Astros. And that's what's been most frustrating about this offense, is they have the ability to go out and just absolutely murder the baseball and just crush the hopes and the dreams of opposing pitching. But Tyler Anderson comes in He gets 12 swings and misses, 6 on the changeup, 2 on the four seam, 4 on the cutter. On his changeup and cutter, he got 10 swings and misses. The Astros were not seeing the ball. They were off balance. That changeup really came in to hurt them. That changeup, well, it's his changeup, but Ronel Blanco has a changeup. More pitchers are using the changeup as a tool of deception. And the Astros hitters just they could not get off of just not doing well today. You hate to see the way things panned out today because the Astros had an opportunity, guys. The Astros had an opportunity. If you look at the standings right now, the Rangers lost to the Phillies today. That's right. They lost to the Phillies 11-4. The Mariners lost to the Yankees today. What was their score? The Mariners lost to the Yankees 7-3. So the Mariners are 27-23. So the standings as we speak, the Houston Astros are still in third place by 2 games above Los Angeles, 22-28. They're 2 games behind the Rangers, and they're 5 games behind Seattle. If the Astros win this series and can get a sweep, a 3-game sweep, you're looking at being 25-25. You're basically 500. You're in second place. And they obviously missed out on that opportunity. So what is going on with this offense? Does it have anything to do with Abreu? Does it have anything to do with Bregman being put back in the 4-hole? Because since he has been put in the 4-hole, and since he has been against the Angels, he did not get a single hit in this series. He didn't get a single hit against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Nobody claims in Los Angeles the Angels. I talked to a friend from California. Nobody claims them. They are a 2-hour drive on a good day. If there's traffic, it's 4 to 6 hours. Anaheim's not even close to Los Angeles. It is smack dab 2 hours from San Diego, 2 hours from LA. And Rob Manfred and Arte Moreno just wanted to throw that LA tag on there, but they're not from LA. But this team, how do you lose to these guys? How does this offense lose to this team and only take 1 game? The bright side, because I'm always positive, always Astros. Yeah, I know they swept the Dodgers, but I'm just saying, just because they sweep the Dodgers doesn't mean they're a good team. It just means the Dodgers played crappy baseball and a crappy team got lucky. Blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while. The sun shines on a dog's butt at least twice a day. So, I mean, look, anybody can. We've seen it. We've seen the Astros be in first place and charge into the playoffs and get beat by the freaking Royals when they were playing like crap. And so that's really not the point here. The point is, this is a team you should absolutely beat. This is a team you should absolutely wreck. They shouldn't have your number offensively. But when Bregman goes into the 4-hole and goes 0 for all 3 games, Bregman needs to be slid back down to the 6-hole. And I really hope they make the adjustments when they go to Oakland. We're going to talk about that in our next segment. We're going to talk about who will arrive in Oakland. You know, the guy that slid into the dugout after he hit a home run. Oh, by the way, when all that stuff was going on, do you remember the brush up with Ramon Liriano? Well, he was just released from the team he was on, so he doesn't have a team. I'm not saying we sign him. I'm just saying Steroid Boy himself is not on a baseball team. Oh, how the stars fall when they come against the Astros. Yes, Bregman is close to 200. His OPS is close to 500. I mean, it's looking bad for Bregman. Bregman, for all intents and purposes, is not getting the job done. Bregman needs to be put down in the 6-hole again. He needs to vacate the 4-hole. He needs to put my guy Jeremy Pena back up. Jeremy Pena still got a hit today. Put Pena in the 2-hole. Then move Alex Bregman down to the 6-hole. Jake Myers can hit above. I mean, John Singleton has an OPS of 698. Bregman has an OPS of 607. Bregman, I don't know what's going on, man, but you look like you're feeling the pressure, dude. And I tell you right now, I feel real good about Kyle Tucker getting paid. I don't know if he's going to get paid by the Astros, but he's definitely going to get paid. And in the next segment, we're going to talk more about Bregman and what Dana Brown has said about a few players on the Houston Astros roster. This episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. Use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB on your first purchase. You'll get $20 off. Terms do apply. The summer is heating up. Major League Baseball is here. We know the Astros just won 7 out of their last 10 games at home. So go to Game Time. It's easy to use. It's free to download, and they're giving you $20 off your first purchase. Why wouldn't you go? Last-minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals, easy to find and buy MLB tickets, views from all your seats, lowest price guaranteed, event cancellation protection, job loss protection, and so much more. I like the all-in pricing. It lets me know what's going to be there, what the charge is. I don't get any surprise charges at the end. If you find the fact that someone else they have a seat in the same section, the same row for a lower price, Game Time will credit you 110% the difference. So make sure you go and realize that once you create the account, you redeem that code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off, and Game Time will help you out. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. This episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon, and it's a winner take all time with the NBA and NHL, and FanDuel's giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Let me tell you about the Pacers and the Celtics. The total over is 225 at -112. The under is 225 at -110 for the Pacers. The money line plus 320 with the Pacers and -405 with the Celtics. This series is just heating up in the other conference finals that are going as we talk tonight on the show. Dallas and Minnesota, you got to get on that. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 to bet on spreads, money lines, player props, and more. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And also make sure that you tune into Locked On Astros. Make sure you make us your first listen every day. And your second listen should be Locked On Astros Postcast with Michael Connor, where he gives you immediate reaction after every single game. And make sure that you go to the Locked On 24/7 sports channel. It's the only sports channel streaming 24/7 on YouTube. You'll love it. You'll love the listen, and we'll get you in on all the things going on around the league. And also, when you go to SiriusXM, if you can't watch the game, you can listen to the game. Go to your SiriusXM app and say, play the Houston Astros, and you can hear Sparky and Ford give all the calls. And, of course, they're going to Oakland. So starting Friday night, you can hear that series on SiriusXM. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in, guys and gals alike. Y'all are phenomenal. We got 47 in, and it's nice to have 47 of y'all faithful followers, faithful listeners of Locked On Astros. You know, when I was sitting here preparing for the show tonight, there's so many things that I want to cover and I want to say, but I only have a limited time to say it. So I do see discussions going on, trade rumors here and there and stuff like that. And the trade rumors y'all are mentioning, I really have not heard any of those, but I don't have time to speculate on those things. Maybe soon we'll do a mailbag segment and we'll have you guys submit questions and answer your questions. But why do I put Abreu? Well, Abreu is Bregman becoming Abreu at the plate. And I really hate to say that because Bregman shouldn't be. He's not an athlete in decline, I don't think. He's not a 36 or 37-year-old athlete in decline. He may be a guy that's around his 30th year on this earth, 30th year on this earth in decline, but he's still an elite third baseman. He's still very good with the glove. He's been in an ALCS every year that he's been a major league player. So he's won 2 World Series. I mean, he's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, but it's not what you did for me then. That's why I think the back of the baseball card discussion was so frustrating, because it's like, I don't care what you did for me last year in 24. I mean, in 23 or 22 or 19 or 17 or 16 or whenever. What are you doing for me now? And Bregman's been very good with the glove. Pena's been very good with the glove. Pena's been very good with the bat. But Dana Brown was asked about a couple things, about a couple people today with his visit. You know, I say today, I'm talking on Wednesday. If you're listening on the next day, this is Thursday's show. So thank y'all for tuning in. But Sean and Brian do a great job on the radio, and they interview Dana Brown every week. And Dana Brown was asked about Bregman. They were asked about the lineup, and he basically left it up to Joe Espada. He said, look, this is Joe Espada's call for the most part. He said, look, the deal is this. Players, when they perform, they're going to be in the spot that they need to be in. If players perform, they're going to play. We know there's nobody there to replace Bregman, but he also has gone into other details about Kyle Tucker. And this is what he said about Kyle Tucker when they're asking him about an extension. He said, currently, we're not talking extension. We love Kyle Tucker. We have him under contract till 2025. I talked to his agent during spring training, but right now we aren't in discussion, but we would love for him to retire a Houston Astro. He knows we want to sign him here, and his agent knows we want to sign him here. At some point, we'll get him an offer. That's what he said on the radio about Kyle Tucker's signing with the Astros. Kyle Tucker's price tag is going to be, I think, somewhere between $38 and $43 million AAV. That's my prediction. $38 and $40 million AAV, and that would get it done. I think if you go, let's see, I'm sitting here looking next. I'm looking at let's go 40. Look, I think if you give him 42 times 8 years, that's $336 million. I think Kyle Tucker, y'all, is going to get paid. I think he's going to get paid close to $40 million a year. And especially if he continues to do this. And I really hope that he is in the crosshairs of Jim Crane, and Jim Crane saying, you know what, no matter what it takes, we're going to get him. No matter what it takes, we're going to bring him here, and we're going to bring him here to stay, because he keeps talking about he wants him to retire an Astro. Well, you can't do that if you don't negotiate. You can't do that if you don't put your money where your mouth is, because Kyle Tucker is absolutely beasting out there in right field. And look at this. This is amazing. And I'll get to Mr. Abreu here in a second. You want to talk about the MVP race? I think Kyle Tucker's leading. Look, boom. Kyle Tucker, Juan Soto. Kyle Tucker, 3.5 WAR. Okay. Now, games played, plate appearances, and hits. You have Juan Soto has the lead. Home runs, Kyle Tucker has 17. RBI, Juan Soto has one more than Tucker. Stolen bases, Kyle Tucker has twice as many with 9. Batting average, okay. Soto has him by a few points. On base percentage, 425. Slugging, 649. OPS, 1.075. OPS plus, 206. Who is that? Yours truly, Kyle Tucker. That's right. So right now, as it stands, Kyle Tucker is playing better baseball than Juan Soto. I think Juan Soto would edge out a Kyle Tucker in an MVP race because of what the Yankees are doing in the midst of Juan Soto. Even though most valuable player is supposed to be an individual award, it's not a team award. It's voted on before the playoffs even get here. But if the Yankees continue to do what they're going to do, continue to do what they've been doing, they've been playing at a really, really high clip, one of the best teams in the American League. And in our last segment, we'll hit on what Dana Brown said about Fromber and about Abreu. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Download the app today and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for your first deposit match of up to $100. We know that baseball is in full swing. NHL and NBA are in action with the playoffs and postseason. And what I love about this is available in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Georgia. I've used PrizePicks. I absolutely love it. It's fun. You can pick over-unders on strikeouts, on outs, on fantasy points, on 3 points made, on rebounds. There's so many options. And what's cool is if you have a basketball player, let's say he starts the first half and he's going good, he gets injured at halftime, doesn't come back out, that doesn't count against you. You can also play in the community picks alongside guys like Meek Mill and Sugar Shane O'Malley. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types. Like I mentioned before, PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions, special offers, and the biggest moments in sports. PrizePicks now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this basketball season. So download the app today. Use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for your first deposit match of up to $100. And remember, pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Hey, it looks like I've got a friend of mine that is here in the comment section. Mr. Pena, welcome to the show. Thank you for stopping by. Look, now, Mr. Pena, see, I'm going to have to disagree with you. Now, I agree with you on the $300 million plus, and you say that they're not going to pay Tucker. He does think that Tucker, Bregman, and Fromber all walk. I think Bregman's going to walk. I personally, and I've made this known, this is no mystery, I would trade Fromber. The reason why I would trade Fromber is not because I don't like him, not because I don't want him on this team, but I think this week when you saw him go rogue, I think when we have seen his mental breakdowns on the mound, you don't have Correa was that one guy that could put his finger in his chest and could calm him down. I mean, Maldonado, even when Carlos Correa left, couldn't really, I mean, yeah, Maldi kind of would get in people's face, and he was a leader in that clubhouse, but he didn't have that effect that Correa had. And I don't think, I don't see Jeremy Pena as that guy either. Like, to me, Jeremy Pena leads with his glove. He leads with his bat. He leads with his confidence. Like, after the game, he's like, I love his interviews when Julie says, what were you thinking? He's like, I was just trying to simplify things. And Jeremy still pretty much takes a role where he wants to be a leader, but he also knows that there's other guys in there that take those roles. I do personally think, if I'm being 100% honest, Austin, that I think that Kyle Tucker is the one guy that they get this job done for, that they get this deal done for. It's my understanding that Tucker is more than likely willing to sign between a $7 to $9 million deal. I mean, 7 to 9 year deal. In other words, it won't take a full 10 years for him. I think we're gone with the signing of 10-year deals. And they should have gone ahead and signed Tucker. They should have offered him a little bit more. They should have paid him earlier. They should have done it this last offseason. But I'm just going to say this. I don't know this for a fact, but I bet the topsy-turvy nature of our GM position with this team had a little bit to do with Kyle Tucker not getting either a contract extension offer or not even wanting to talk to the Astros. Because why would you want your agent to talk to the team when they're looking for a GM? So that probably stunted the growth of the contract negotiations along the way. So let's get to what I've been kind of teasing all show. What has Dana Brown said about Jose Abreu? You have a former MVP that they come out and say, but the back of the baseball card says, okay, we know that. Tired of that line. I hate that line because baseball is what have you done for me lately? I mean, look, you could take Johnny Bench, put him in an Astros uniform, and say he's one of the greatest catchers of all time. He was one of the best hitting catchers of all time. And put him out on that field and say, because the back of the baseball card says he can hit, he's going to go out there and crush. I met Johnny Bench. Love the guy. Respect the guy. My dad and I sat down with him this year, interviewed him. Phenomenal man. Loves baseball, knows baseball, loves the Astros, loves Altuve. But he's not going out there and doing anything. Why? Because if you're just using the back of the baseball card as an excuse, that's not going to cut it. So what are they saying about Abreu's return? Okay. Number one, Potentially, he could return this next weekend or this next week. Timing and load seem to be getting right. Better at bats. 2 AAA games, then take it from there, is what he said. And then he said right here, on Abreu playing, he said, if you're not producing, you're not going to play. If you do not produce, it's going to be very difficult to crack this lineup. Okay. And one more quote, because I think these are important. Okay. And then I'll get to the Fromber thing last. When he was okay, hold on. Let me drop this down. When he was asked who was going to play first. So Sean Salisbury asked Dana Brown, when Abreu comes back, who's playing first? This is what he said. That's a Joe Espada question. But I'd say right now, John Singleton is our first baseman. Astros GM Dana Brown was asked this about who the first baseman was, and he said, you know what? John Singleton is our first baseman. Now, if you are an avid listener of this show, you know that we've talked about this. To me, that is encouraging. To me, that means that Jose Abreu absolutely 100% has to be a help. But here's my question to you, the listener, or you, the viewer. What do you think about this? What if Jose Abreu comes up and let's say he gets a start in the second or third game in Oakland and he goes 3 for 4? And all of a sudden the Astros like he's back. And then he's awarded, let's say in the next series, 2 of the next 3 starts, and he goes 0 for 8. How long will they give Abreu before they say this thing's not going to work? We're gonna have to have this guy on the bench. We're gonna have to cut bait. How long will he have to not produce for them to do that? Someone said trade Singleton. Why would you trade Singleton then? He's your only other option at first base. You're not putting Dubon there. You're not putting Yainer there. Who are you putting at first? Don't say Yordan Alvarez. They're not putting him there. They don't have anybody else, guys. Yeah, Loperfito's been working, but you're not going to throw him into the fire when John Singleton's glove alone saved a couple of these games. Remember, the Astros went 7-3 in the homestand. We were complaining about what last year? What kind of victories were we complaining about? I want to see it in the comments. What kind of victories were we complaining about the Astros not winning? I'll give you a hint. It starts with the letter H. Where were we not winning? Someone tell me in the comments. I want to see it right now. There you go. Thank you. At home. At home. That's right. We were concerned about winning at home. What did we just do? We just took 7 of 10 games at home. I know we lost to the Angels, but do you realize we're winning more than we're losing? Yeah, Minute Maid, MMP, the place that has the train, the fireworks. We weren't winning a lot. We were losing so much that I heard my friends tell me their spouses were refusing to go to games because they thought they were the reason why the Astros were losing. And I'm like, oh my God, there's no way to live. No, that if that's the case, nobody should have showed up because we were all bad luck. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, look, here's the deal. At the end of the day, the Astros, I think, are trending in the right direction. I know Brian Abreu needs to get fixed a little bit more. He's too inconsistent for me. I don't like it. Oh, this is what he said. I got to get this before we close out. This is what he said about the Fromber Valdez situation. They asked, has this situation been addressed? He said it has been addressed, meaning him going rogue. We don't wait around. Pitchers and hitters both get off script, but it's a part of the game, and we have to learn from it. And so that was Dana Brown's response. Look, we know what happens. We've talked about it. It won't be a problem going forward. It's kind of what he's saying. You know, this has been a good show. It's been a quick show. I'll be here solo one more night this week. So thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a long day for me. And we took 8th graders out to Galveston. That was fun, but I am so tired right now. But I thank y'all for tuning in, because whether we're tired or you're tired, we all know one thing. We both love the Houston Astros. They're our team. Bury us in the H every time, 24/7. Everybody that's in here, Drew, Reyes, the Bros, Muscat, Michael A20, Rolando, Supreme Panda, Tiki, Volpe, Linda, Ryan. We had Mr. Payne in here. Enchanted Grow Culture, David. We got everybody here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best listening audience. Yes, Alvarez in the cleanup. Pena second. Thank you so much, sir. Jose Hernandez, you have been hired as the Astros bench coach. No, that means you replace Omar. I don't think you'll like that too much. But hey, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. We love you guys too, Orlando. Thank you so much for the support. This is another great show, and whether we win or lose, we're here for you. We're here to get your spirits up, because there's no other team I would rather root for than the Houston Astros. So I'm Htown Wheelhouse. Eric won't be here. Eric is kind of on the IL, but he'll be good. He'll be back when he is able to, and that's how we do. We hold it down for each other, because we are all H-Town all the time. Guys and girls, y'all have a good one. Enjoy your Thursday off, but know that we still have a show tomorrow night. Even though there's no Astros, we still have a show. And then Friday, let's go kick the A's butt. And then we'll go to Seattle. It's going to be a fun season. There's a lot more left. And when you sneak out, Tucker, you go MVP, MVP, MVP. Hey, I'm out.